Hello everybody, it's James here from Kimberley IT for my first Founder's Diary of 2015. I did actually record one of these last week, but the sound quality wasn't very good, so it never went live, so I'm re-recording it now. Hoping to do more of these this year. I say that every time and I never do. I think I only did 3 last year, but yeah, I'd like to do more of these, so I'm going to put an effort into doing them. So since the last video, which was like 4 months ago, maybe 5, stuff has changed at Kimberley IT. We've had 2 new clients come on board over Christmas. One is a chartered surveyor company. It's been interesting getting them on Google Apps in the cloud, because chartered surveyor companies are naturally a bit more old-fashioned on their technology. So moving them forward to the cloud has taken a bit longer than I planned for, but we've got them up there and they're now using it. The other one is a clay pigeon shooting ground on the outskirts of Bromsgrove, which has come on board. I've actually known the owner for years, since I was about 15, so he taught me how to shoot. So naturally he'd come to Kimberley IT for their tech, but they're growing nicely, and they've now gone with Google Apps, mainly for the calendar functionality, so that they can organise their coaches better on the day. So they do a lot of Groupon offers and things like that, so they get a lot of first timers coming along to shoots. They have a team of around 12 to 13 coaches, trainers who take people out shooting. So with Google Calendar, they've now been able to allocate a calendar for each coach. Every morning the coach gets an email through with their agenda for the day, and they also get a text message 10 minutes beforehand when they're meant to be in the clubhouse collecting the shooters that are taking out shooting. It's pretty good, because they always had problems with double bookings and basically coaches, because it's a very big ground, coaches being at the far side of the ground and not being in the clubhouse when they need to take people out. So this has completely eliminated all those problems, and they're really enjoying it. I think they wish they'd moved to it earlier on, but they've now got that fully deployed, and it's working well for them. There's probably going to be quite a bit of their photos in our social media streams shortly, because we're doing a lot of work with them, getting them up to speed. They've got a conference area, and it's getting Wi-Fi in there, which is a challenge, because they're out in well, getting the Wi-Fi's in, but actually getting the broadband service is a challenge, because they're out in the country, and normal cable broadband, they're so far away from any exchange, it's not possible to buy a lease line in for a reasonable amount of money. Normal broadband is about 3 meg, so we're probably going to have to start looking at satellite broadband for them. Satellite broadband isn't great. I've spoken to a couple of guys who've used satellite broadband in the past, and they don't recommend it. It's better. Well, it's better than having a normal crappy broadband line of 3 megs. It might take them up to about 8 megabyte connection, which will help, because you've got as a conference, you're doing business conferences, you need to have decent internet connection, because businesses want that when they're there. The other big news is we've actually, back in January, I collected an award from Theopathetus off Dragon's Den. Kimberley IT won the Small Business Sunday Award that he gives out. So basically what that is every Sunday between, I think it's 5 PM and 7 PM, you tweet to Theo what your business does. You need to make it stand out, so you need to make it look good and capture his attention, and in return he'll retweet, I think it's 6 winners each week, and he'll retweet them to his all his followers, a couple of million, and on his other social network channels. You then also get access to his SBS group, so you get discounts from his companies, and vice versa. We offer discounts to him and other members of the SBS community. As you can see, if you go to kimberley.com, you'll see a picture of me collecting the award for the company from Theopathetus. It's been really good, that is. It's got us a lot of publicity, and I guess when you've got a picture of a celebrity, it gives you a bit more of a bit more backing on what you do, that you've actually got to a point where you're getting recognition. Next thing is, I went to my first CompTIA meetup in Bristol the other week. I'd been to them before. They have a night. They have a big meal the night before, and I've been turning up to the meals before, but I haven't actually been to the day event. So I went to the day event this time. It was quite interesting. It was nice seeing what other IT companies are doing. It was also nice to see that they seem to be a bit behind where we are. They're still umming and ahhing about cloud and still focusing a lot on their servers. Basically, I went to one of the breakout sessions, and it was about future trends in IT and what these companies should be looking out for. And that was interesting in that all these future trends that these companies were coming up with are stuff we already do. A big one was gamification just gamification, and we've actually introduced gamification of IT support on that day. It went live. So basically what that is while Kimberley IT can give a company the best IT that they need that really matches their requirements, we're not using it every day, so we can't fine tune it down to what every employee wants. So gamification, the idea is to get employees involved in IT support by each month submitting ideas of how technology in their business could be improved at a low or no cost way. So it can be something simple. It's like for example, 2 previous winners, we've been trialling it before we launched it last week, so we've already got some earlier winners from the trials that we've been doing. One was using Google Keep as a shared to-do list. So before they were just printing out to-do lists every single day, filling them in, showing their line manager what they've done, which is very basically uneconomical. It's a waste of paper and it's a waste of ink, and they get lost. There's no record of them. So using Google Keep, Google Keep is a to-do list for Google Apps. You can share out your list with other people. So each day, the workers and the employees at this company, they create their to-do list and they share it with their line managers. They can tick it off in real time as they're going through it. Line managers can see exactly what they're doing, what they've got planned for the day. It works for them. Some companies use a calendar, the Google Calendar, to do that, but Google Keep works really well for them. So one of the guys came up with the idea, one of their employees, got deployed. He won a red letter day experience, which is it's quite an expensive one, because it's got to be a lot of businesses will do prizes, and the value of the prize isn't really that great. So we've gone for quite expensive prizes that we pay for their ideas. And the other idea was just a better way of looking after iPhone chargers. We have one company who's got 60 employees, but they're constantly losing iPhone chargers all the time, and it gets quite expensive buying replacements and stuff like that. So using Google Forms, we've been able to set up a way where extra chargers can be recorded, who's got them, how long they've had it for, so they can basically book them in and book them out when they need a backup charger. And it also allows the company to get a visualization of who's losing the chargers more and what they can do about it. Potentially pass the cost on to the employee who's lost the charger, which is what I'd suggest doing. It keeps them, they know if you're going to get charged for losing a charger, they're not going to lose it anymore. So yeah, that's gamification of IT support, and it's unique. It's pretty much revolutionary in IT support. It's not been done before, and it's very good and it works well. The only other thing we've got a cloud broadband branding coming out. So it's basically our broadband service, but it's going to be branded as cloud broadband, because there are companies out there who don't need IT support and don't want IT support, but they do need decent broadband. So by separating the broadband from Kimberley IT, we're giving companies an opportunity just to get broadband that's been designed by us. It's been created for companies that live in the cloud. So it's really for modern young companies that are using cloud services all the time and need super fast, reliable broadband, and that will be launching at some point this month. Well, that's the update so far. I've probably forgotten some stuff, and I'll have to mention that in the next one, but it gives me a reason to make another video quicker than I normally do. I hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to our Kimberley IT channel. Anyway, thanks for listening, and I will catch you again soon. Bye now.